In this episode of It's Scary to Remarry, I want to talk about the challenges of blending families. What's up, y'all? It's Sean Heineman, and I have another interesting topic about blending families. This was a question that was asked from a follower of mine who wanted to discuss blended families. And who better than me to discuss blended families? And of course, as you all know from a previous marriage that I had a blended family before we had a child together. And now that I'm remarried, we have a blended family together. So going through this process, statistically, if statistics be true, it usually takes 3 to 5 years for a family to blend together. So the first rule of thumb is to be patient. Now, I know very few of us want to get married saying, hey, I want to raise somebody else's child. We just don't think like that off the top of our head. But just to know that this child, and I'm going to talk about age ranges and stuff too, as far as how you deal with kids in certain age ranges. I think that's another topic within itself. But ideally, just know that this child is going through a transitional phase, that maybe they had a loss of a parent where they're no longer living with the biological parent, and now they have to share a new family with you in your new family and your quote-unquote new brothers and sisters who they don't even know, and they just like, this is your brother and sister, and they're like, okay, I don't even know them. But anyway, it can be difficult for the child, and I think you really have to have a lot of patience. Patience is always going to be important, because it's easy during the dating process when you get to know the child, because you're the fun parent. You know, you get to treat them and do all kind of cool stuff for them because you're trying to get in good with them. And then you hit the bump in the road where you become the Darth Vader of the family, if you will, because now that you're married, or now that you all stand under one roof, there's a certain set of rules that you have to abide by. My biggest take from this is, if you do have a blended family, make sure that you and their biological parent are on the same page. I think that's really important, because you all are dealing with this child where they have to readjust. And if you can work with the biological parent, then make sure that you and your spouse or whoever you're with, that you are all on the same page, because kids, they will play against you. If they see that there's a crack in the armor where both of you aren't on the same page, kids will play against you. And I think it's just to their, they want to just get their way, which, they're kids. But that's very important, is being on the same page. Also, too, is learning how to extend grace. You just can't come out the gate punishing this child. There has to be this balance of love and discipline. That's very important. And coming out the gate, you really have to show more love at first than discipline, because you want to show this child that you have their best interest, that you actually care for them. You just can't go punishing them right away, because that's going to destroy the relationship between you and the child in this blended family process. And you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you build a good rapport with this child. And of course, you can probably hear the rain outside, because it's raining outside. I said, let me go ahead and do this video while I have a chance. But anyway, when you win that child over through love, then that's when they start to grow closer to you. They start to realize that you're there every day, you're consistent with them. And once that plays into the relationship, then they start to become more comfortable with you. So I would say, make sure that you have a lot of patience, a lot of love, and the discipline. All that stuff comes later in the process. And you being there really helps the child, give them that stability, because granted, they're gonna miss that other parent, but at the same time, when they see that you're there every day consistently, day in and day out, they can really develop some trust with you. I think that's really important. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the description below. If you have a blended family, and what's your biggest hang up with blended families. So you want to make sure you have plenty of love, plenty of order, plenty of structure, and you also want to still have fun with the child too. You want to make sure that you're all doing stuff together as a family. I think that's very important as well. And never ever say that this is my stepchild to other people. Just always say, this is my daughter and this is my son. Never say step, because that separates the child from the rest of the family. Even if there's a big age difference and you know, from the blended family, stepdad to the mom, if there's a big age difference and anything of that nature between the kids, still just address the parent as, the child as, this is my child and not a stepchild. So let me know what you think. I would love to hear what are your thoughts on blended families and what's your biggest challenges. I've been through this process before and it can be challenging, but make sure that you show plenty of love to that child. I am Sean Heineman. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and share this video with someone who might be going through a tough time, who has a blended family or about to embark on having a blended family and don't know the challenges that comes with it. So I'll talk to you soon, people. Take care.